Welcome, fellow fans and collectors, to another Transformers unboxing. Today we have Transformers Studio Series, Transformers the Movie, Constructicon Bonecrusher. Of course, this guy is a Constructicon and does combine to form Devastator. This is the new style boxing. Gone is the Studio Series 86 branding, even though this is still technically part of the Transformers the Movie, the original 86 movie. Plastic's back, we can't touch him. Artwork here, Bonecrusher on the side, wrap around to the side, Studio Series, Deluxe class, he is Deluxe class. Here we have a shot of from the movie where Bonecrusher is combined into Devastator and is throwing sludge at Slag. Legal here at the bottom, legal here. Artwork here of Devastator, the Bonecrusher is, in here. 2 of 6, it says. Transformers, the movie, Bonecrusher, Constructicon. Let's get the cracking him open. As I do so, I invite you to hit that like button and subscribe. I do come back with videos as often as I get figures. Some people say it's too often. Alright, that box is empty. Here's some instructions. We will set this aside here, just in case we need that. I'm looking for this piece of garbage. It was sneaky that time. Let's free the accessories. Hasbro, please make some Decepticon wrapping paper. So we have this little combiner piece. I'm assuming it's a combiner piece. And his gun. It's nice to have Constructicons with a gun. I actually got rid of my Combiner Wars Devastator in anticipation of this one being better than that. So I'm hoping this is better than that. Really what it came down to is, I mean, it was good for the time. I got excited for a new one coming out. And that's empty. So here is Bonecrusher. Let's rearrange this a little bit here. Your big difference is going to be this guys have knees and elbows and all kinds of good stuff that the Combiner Wars did not have. Those are tight. There we go. And these are a lot less hollow. Oh, on stand. There we go. Let me drop this little. Trying to get him set up to actually appear as he should. First off, let's have a look at the head. The head is on a ball joint. That chest piece wants to come out, I know. Pop the gun in there. Deluxe class. So it's going to have fewer moving parts than your Voyager class. That's really what they go by now. We can swing around that. That's on a ball joint. No. Oh, they disappoint with that. No bicep swivel. The elbow is on a ball joint as well. And of course, no swivel here with the hands, no movement on the hands. I'm sure they've reduced some pieces for combining reasons. And we have no waist swivel, no ab crunch. Can't do anything there. Forward kick, can do that. Backward kick, we can do that. Ooh, that's a nice, ridiculous kick there. The sides, we can do full splits, and he can T-pose. We got some movement there. We have a thigh swivel, On a mushroom peg, that will, of course, pop out if we are too rough with it. The knee joint is odd how it is, but I think that's because of stability. It does lock tightly into place there. So we can do that and that if we want. If he had a seat, but he sits. Actually, yeah, he might be better at sitting than most Transformers. Ooh, that's some tight clicking there. We have some. Oh, there are rockers. Very slight. And of course, these are, you've been watching me mess around with them. The heel and toe does move. Does a transformation. Very minor backpack, not much hollowness. That doesn't want to stay clicked in place. That is just held together by friction. Okay, so that's gonna hang down like that eventually, I would assume. But he can look up, look down. I mean, I guess if we move this, we could kind of horrible looking. Give him a waist swivel. But yeah, he's pretty accurate to what he's supposed to look like. I'll be back in just a moment. We'll mess around with him, and we'll come back to transformation. Alright, Bonecrusher's transformation is fairly straightforward. First off, I've attached that combining piece onto the back here. It slides on via this little T-peg here. I'm not sliding it back off. That was a pain to get on and off. Roll on. Yeah, I'm not getting that to move. I'm not going to force that. I don't see why I would need that off ever again. I didn't have the instructions. Didn't transform this guy per instructions, but it's pretty straightforward of a transformation, meaning it's very intuitive. So first off, we'll start with the feet. We'll clip them together. We'll pull this down. Then we'll unclasp the waist. And then we're going to take his arms, rotate them 360, and fold them in half. Now, this tab will tab into there. Like so. And we'll do the same for the other side. We'll rotate that. And we'll tab that into that tab there. Then we're going to take that piece that I had mentioned earlier. Rotate so that this piece is up, this 5mm peg is up. And we're just gonna fold them into the body right there. And they'll clap, and then they'll tab together there in the middle. Like so. Now at this point, the head can go down. The waist can go back in, fitting into that hole that's created by the two pieces right there. You can lift up the canopy. Now we can rotate. Oops, I unpegged that. Rotate the legs up. Now we have pegs here and here, and those pegs right there. So we can pop them in like so. First, let's actually move this down. So that's there, because we're also going to peg into there and there. So it's an asymmetrical peg system in there, which is fine with me. So that's going to form the treads. Then we're going to take this, and through some trial and error, we get it to sit correctly. But yeah, he's a nice little bulldozer, Bonecrusher. And the gun, of course, we can store wherever we want. Hey, pop it on the side here, this peg here. Ooh, it doesn't fit in there. Oh, that's a screw. That's not a 5mm peg. Although there is a small peg there, and there is some there. We'll see that, but it is has some nice detailing for the steamroller. There's the engine. You know, it's just a plain green. They're going for cartoon accuracy, so there's not much paint apps on the vehicle here. I mean, it could definitely have used something to break up the color. But, like, it's supposed to be cartoon accurate, so it's supposed to be movie accurate. Yeah. There it is. There's the steamroller. So let's discuss reviews, scoring. Start with the vehicle mode. I'm giving that a 5 for it being a deluxe. It is simple, but it does what it does. The biggest problem is it doesn't roll. Yeah, there's no rollers on there. Am I gonna knock off a point for that? No. Not knocking off a point for that. Bonecrusher in his bot mode, we'll give it a 5. It looks like Bonecrusher. There is some movement restrictions I'm unhappy with, but we'll get to that with a price point. For a deluxe, I think it should be able to have swivels. Let's get the transformation. Obviously, it is intuitive. Can I transform that little funky? Right there. It's intuitive. It's got some nice clicking. And I'm just doing bot to robot and vice versa. Obviously, I can't combine it because I don't have all the pieces to Devastator yet. So, ooh, that doesn't want to. There we go. So, transformation will do a 5 because it's intuitive. And price point, we'll knock off a point there for lack of joints. The $24.99 is just what we're gonna pay for him right now. There's no getting around that. If you're lucky to find him in store, he is gonna be a very popular figure, so he's not gonna hit the shelves. He should hit the shelves fairly widespread, being this early in the year, but this year might be a little weird for imports. Anything coming out of the country is, you know, I don't know what to say about that. So get him if you see him on the shelf. Let's do the final score. 5 for alt, 5 for bot, 5 for transformation, and 4 for price. So he's gonna be a high, very high 4. We'll round it up to he's a 5. Get him. Definitely get him if you see him on the shelf. I've seen aftermarket prices going a little high for him here and there. He should be easy to get, but I can't say what the future is going to hold. That being said, this guy's awesome. Thank you for watching. If you are still watching, please hit that like button and subscribe. I do come back with videos as often as I get figures. If you feel like helping the channel grow, I know times are tough, but I have a little tip jar linked down in the description and comments below. But as always, thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.